Hi, my name is Ross, and I like video games. I really like playing them to completion when the opportunity presents itself. And completing a game can actually mean a couple of different things nowadays. But can you remember a time when games were complete and there was no special little bauble to show you that you'd done everything a game had to offer? Maybe some games gave you a little percentage like those boys over there. Maybe some games had a neat little checklist of every special thing to grab and hoard like these boys over here. But in this cyber realm of mystery and adventure, there's another category of game completion, and that, my sweet children, is where unlockables come in. For the uninitiated, unlockables are those sexy little bonuses that game developers use to throw into their games as rewards for you doing cool shit and having fun with their game. See, in the age before EA, or B for short, games were sold to we the consumer with every feature already in the game for a retail price. I know, shocking, right?
You mean I don't have to pay the price of 2 games to fully experience the one I already paid for?
Yeah, I know, kid. Crazy concept. There was a time when you didn't have to steal your mom's credit card to wear cool outfits in a game. You see, gaming used to fall into this really awesome niche pocket where we as players would buy the game in good faith, hoping that there was enough content packed in to make the purchase worthwhile. So developers would kind of get cutesy and hide certain things behind specific objectives or special sequences of events, meaning that the most hardcore or OCD players would strip mine a game for say 2 or 3 weeks at a time and then report back to his guild, also known as the lunchroom table, about the wonders he observed. And that effect led into forum posts on GameFAQs and cheat code lists that you could print out on your mom's computer, and before long, the things you could unlock in a game took on this near mythic quality.
Bro, I got Mr. Game & Watch on Melee, dude. He's so sick!
Oh my gosh, Rebecca, I totally unlocked Super Saiyan 4 Goku in Budokai 3 yesterday. It was so premium.
Dude, who knew LEGO games could be so addictive? I unlocked everything and I just wanna...
Hidden characters are the easiest example to give. Not every fighting game has them, and on the other side, non-fighting games were allowed to partake as well. Legacy of Goku 2 lets you take the champ around for a spin after you've gone to hell, known as Namek, and back. Spider-Man showed up in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater back in the day. Here's a clip. Nick, could you cue that up for us?
So no.
Web.
Thanks, Nick. Unlocks usually maintain that format. Play the game and do all the stuff, and then you get your reward. Think about the Golden Chocobo from Final Fantasy VII, or playing as Richter Belmont in Symphony. Some games deviated and required multiple playthroughs or specific strategies to unlock extras, like Budokai 3 as mentioned. Then there were the cheat codes. Cheat codes were like a whole other thing. You'd go online with your computer and print out a list of cryptic button inputs and numeric sequences like you were about to commit tax fraud. It was great. Come into the game room with 5 white sheets of paper with improper formatting and a GameCube controller. You were about to use Supersonic for the first time on Sonic 2 without even collecting the Chaos Emeralds, because you're a bad boy who hasn't played by the rules.
And then get stuck in oil in the oil ocean because Sonic is just too fast and he just falls in.
Cheat codes represented a sort of bridging in the ages between the time of just do everything and do wacky things. Giving players incentive to experiment and try new things out meant that games could be even more interesting on subsequent visits, always offering something new as opposed to just going through the motions again and again. But then there were the lies, just flat out lies that were circulating around, back when your dad's internet still hadn't hit puberty and his voice was still cracking. Dude, there were so many bullshit stories that floated around the internet. Like, who remembers hearing about Jason Voorhees being in San Andreas way back in the day? Spoiler alert, not real. Or the famous L is Real fountain that had everyone dusting off the tinfoil hats trying to find the playable Luigi in Super Mario 64. These are the little nuggets from a bygone era that just prove that watching the world burn has always been a pastime for those souls with nothing but a keyboard and a dream. Sometimes getting a group of friends together at the house and just trying to Rubik's Cube some of this made up crap into happening was more fun than just a regular gaming sesh with the boys. Trying out different cheats or grinding for hours on a specific game just to get a new character are some of my favorite memories during this particular era of gaming. Before unlocking all the characters in a fighting game meant you paid the extra $20 in the menu, most games had really cryptic methods to bringing more characters to the mix. If you want the prime example off the bat, look at Melee. The ways in which you unlock all the fighters was the source of so much joy in my elementary school days. My older brother and I were playing nothing but Melee, and unlocking characters at a pretty consistent rate, but we also had no idea how we were doing it. That is until we got our hands on Melee's official strategy guide. This came with a detailed list of all the characters in the game, with the requirements to unlock them. Even with this list of how to unlock them, their siren screams with the silhouettes was no less adrenaline pumping. And when the hunt for these characters was good, it was really good. Mewtwo was especially memorable. We knew that we had to spend so much time playing the game, and we had to go over to our grandma's house for dinner on the night we planned to unlock him. So before we left, we loaded a time-limitless match with our best characters, and we were mentally preparing ourselves for the fight of our lives the whole time at Grandma's. Same thing with Power Stone 1 and 2, but a bit further back. We were blown away when we unlocked Kraken and Vulgus for the first time, and all the different stuff you could make in the shop in 2 was so much fun to discover.
But what makes this so special? What is so great about having to sink hours into a game just to see everything it has to offer? Isn't that a waste of time?
Listen, dude, get out of my space. You're being really hostile, okay? Well, to answer the question, what's so special? No, what's so incredible about the mentality of spending hours with a game to see everything is the experiences you made with the game. Maybe it's a childish thing to say, but all those hours with a smile on my face playing late game Kingdom Hearts to get the Ultima weapon, or dunking my brother on Smash to unlock the 17th Fire Emblem character are just special to me. They weren't just a stupid grind so that I could get 50 imaginary points to show off to my friends. This was a lot of the time I spent hanging out and enjoying a game with my friends, getting those new characters so they could play with me. They could have new experiences and memories. And what do we have now? Well, let's take a look. These days, you'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who really wants to make a game where things can be unlocked by playing the game. It's much more profitable to have things that players will obviously want as standalone, playable DLC. Or, if you're bold, package the actual code package that would trigger an unlock in the game and slap a big old price tag on it. When I see that there are DLC options for Resident Evil 7 and the remake of 2 that literally unlock all of the hidden unlocks for a price tag, part of me literally dies. And throw my ass in a loot box to bury me because I cannot stand that shit. Oh, I get to spin a slot machine and hope to get something I like and look cool? Golly gee, sign me right up for that. Who'd want to actually work for a cool costume like in Spider-Man Ultimate when you can just cross your fingers and hope to get that Honcho skin you want in Overwatch? Or you could always pay real money for it. Just cut out the time and enjoyment spent with a game. We can't up our bottom lines without your time spent. I have no problem with developers who make their games and then get to work on planning more content after the game is released. But when you have people who make a game and then blatantly chop it up into pieces to sell later on, that's when I begin having a problem. Even good games have this. Like when data miners find characters in a fighting game that were already on the disc and then locked behind a wall until paid for. It makes me feel bad for the fatality, wink wink, that I'm about to do on my wallet. Touching back with our friend B, Arthur! Yeah! I'm sure the one name swirling in your mind right now is EA. Most of the egregious examples from recent history seem to always come from EA's library of games. I mean... But this video isn't about shady DLC practices. That's a topic for another time. So EA, you're safe for now. As gaming has evolved, so too has the nature of unlockables in gaming. Some for better, and some for worse.
Thank you for being a friend.
But even if the time of unlockables comes to an end and gaming becomes more centered entirely around DLC, we can always go back and relive those classic memories. That was fun, good time had by me, and I hope you as well. But what about you all? Did you have a game that you poured large chunks of your life into trying to see everything? Did some games prove too big for you at the time? Let me know, I'm always curious to hear what you think and what other gamers have done down in the comments below. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm a bit under the weather, I kind of am. I caught the flu right after I got done with an open heart surgery, so good luck on my part. And it's also why this one took a little bit longer to release. I didn't want to release a video of me sounding completely like this, because no one wants a whole video with this voice. I would rather me sound more like this. I gotta get going though, but as always, I appreciate you for watching. So thanks for stopping by and have a great day.